Best jobs for a mining career. Conversations about mining. Hi, everybody. It's just me here today. Jess is otherwise disposed. She's got a fair bit going on at the moment, so I thought I'd just put a video together and use the new flowchart that we've got on the underground training website so we can have a look at where the best jobs are if you want a long-term career. So a few of the things that I talk about with a long-term career, we're looking for full-time jobs that's got ongoing work that can see you in the mining industry for as long as possible. So our flow chart on the website is in the new starters column just here. So if you click on that, it'll bring you up to this page, and this is what we're interested in looking at. And so one of the reasons why I put this together, and if you watch the video down here it'll explain it, is that I just wanted to make sure people understood that once you get into a stream, it's pretty hard to jump from one stream to another. But I also wanted to do it to identify the best places to have a long-term career that's going to be a full-time job. And basically it's these three columns here that are going to give you the long-term career with the full-time job that's the big paying job as well. These three columns over here, these three streams, while the utilities will be a full-time job, it's not going to be a big paying job, unfortunately. You're going to make the least money out of everybody on the mine site for the whole time that you're there, and that's why they turn a lot of people over in these jobs. Or you do get a few people that get sort of trapped into them and they feel that it's a good fit for them, which is great. But the majority of people start these jobs over in utilities because they think they're going to try and end up in a production mining job. And the amount of people over the years that I've dealt with and seen that have jumped into one of these jobs and then just watched, tens, if not hundreds of people jump in front of them that just go straight in as a nipper or a truck driver or an offsider or someone on the mill or whatever into one of the actual full-time production mining jobs is just amazing, because unfortunately you get pigeonholed over here in the utilities. Now, mining shutdown work, there's nothing wrong with it. People do make careers out of it. The reason why I don't tell people that it's probably a career-oriented job is because the nature of it. So you're on short-term fixed contracts. It can be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, and anywhere in between. And so it's not a full-time job. So you just bounce from one contract to another. Now, while mining construction generally tends to be a full-time job, unfortunately, they're not ongoing construction jobs. They have a limited time frame, and most mining construction jobs are over within 12 to 18 months. There's very few mine sites want to take on a project that's going to take over 18 months to complete because there's a lot of disruption. Most mine sites will want their construction done within 9 to 12 months, and if you can't do it in the 9 to 12 months, then they want to know why, and they want to know how they can get it down to a quicker time. You just have to look at what Northern Star are doing up with the Super Pit with their mill expansion. They've got that down to 18 months, and it's huge expansion, really big job, and they're just ploughing through it at the moment. And that's why the guys that are working on that, they're only going to get 18 months out of it, and then they've got to find something else. Whereas if you pick up a production mining job, a lot of these mine sites have got 10, 15, 20 years plus mine life, and once you get up into the top roles, so you're a long hole driller or a jumbo operator or a bogger operator or a shift boss or a quarry manager, or you're in safety and training, or whatever it is that you've spent a bit of time getting into, you normally can walk from one job to another pretty easily, as long as one of the metals is still going strong, and that's what's happening at the moment with gold and copper. I haven't put coal into this, the coal jobs into the production mining side of things, but the coal jobs would fit in there. The reason that I haven't put the coal jobs in is because of the price. And at $118 a tonne, when it was going crazy probably 2.5 years ago, it was about $400 a tonne. So it's come down quite a lot. And if you do manage to get yourself a coal mining job, sometimes the nature of what's going on those mine sites is that they're tightening up production. So it's normally last on, first off. So I'd much rather steer you in the direction of a gold or a copper mine where you're going to be able to get on and make it and progress through the ranks than get somewhere and you might only be there for 3 months, and because of the nature of production they don't need the extra people anymore, so they lay people off. So that's why I haven't put coal in that category at the moment. If the coal price shoots back up through the roof and goes up to $200 a tonne, then yeah, they're going to be looking for people. But under $120 a tonne, they're not going to be looking for people. And it's the same with iron ore. The big thing with iron ore is it's all gone driverless. So whereas years ago, you know, a lot of truck driving jobs would have been in there, now these production jobs where you're using the driverless trucks and you're operating it from Perth and you're not actually out on site. If you're not on site, you don't get paid site money. It's as simple as that. You know, it ends up being a town job whether you like it or not. You end up doing week on, week off and doing 12-hour days just like you would on a mine site, but they don't pay you anywhere near what they'd pay you if you're actually driving the truck on the mine site. So that's another reason why they go through a lot of people. Now, with the maintenance jobs, a lot of people like to see if they can get an apprenticeship and get in. I normally tell people that if you want to get in as a trade, then you should just try and get a trade wherever you can. So diesel apprenticeship, Sparky apprenticeship, whenever. And then as soon as you finish your time, start hunting up a mining job. Because they do take on apprentices, but nowhere near as many as they need. And normally they just go poaching people once they finish their time. So that's normally what happens there. And with the professional jobs, it's 3 to 4 years at uni, depending on what you're doing, and then you're jumping into it. And so that's, you know, there's 4 years of education there, there's 4 years of education there, and the production mining jobs, it's all on the job training. And that's why we wrote our training packages back in the day as shift bosses. We just got sick of watching people fail because they didn't know what was going on and how it all works and all that sort of stuff. So we put all that together. But yeah, it's not going to take you any time. You can jump straight into it and start climbing the ladder straight away. There's nothing wrong with getting jobs. These are all permanent stuff and you'll jump from one to another. It's just you've got a fair bit of lead in time doing some training with the maintenance jobs and with the professional jobs as well. You've got the lead in time, whereas with the production mining jobs, you jump on entry level and you just work your way up and through. It's the same with these utility jobs. You'll start off as a cleaner and work your way through to the different areas around the camp if you want to, but what you won't be able to do normally is to make that jump over to the production mining job. So if you come over to the gold price, and we'll have a look at the gold price, it's over $4,000 an ounce Australian, which makes it really huge. This is our map of Australia with all the gold and copper mines on it. You've got heaps of stuff in here in WA, around Kalgoorlie, everybody's looking, but there's mines in everywhere around Australia, always looking for people. They just go through so many people. You can use the different training packages. We do the DIY Intro to Underground Mining. That comes with a full. Instructions on how to redo your resume. We do the 3-step plan package, and that's where Jess does your resume. You get the full resume service, and then you've got the full work ready, and that's where you get help from one of the shift bosses like myself. We do our mining jobs to apply for page, so you load up all your jobs. We load up all the jobs that we think you should be applying for from around the country, and we encourage you to apply for those jobs. And then if you have a look at our courses column about halfway down the Wall of Fame page, you will see all the people that have gotten jobs. And I just recently got an update from Daniel, who started as a driller's offsider about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. He sent me a text message the other day, and out of the other 3 guys that started with him, he's the only guy that's left at the moment. And I think that's the most important thing about doing the training, is to get yourself into the frame of mind of what you're getting yourself into and be ready for it all. They didn't necessarily leave because of the toughness of the work. My understanding is that a few of them are left because it just wasn't what they thought it was going to be. And so that's easily fixed if you do the training. It's going to teach you how it all works, what they want you to know, so you can just jump into it and go. So I hope you found that information helpful, and for the best mining career, you want to be in these 3 columns: the professional job, the production job, or the maintenance job, just purely because they're full-time ongoing work. And normally, you know, you can get, while some mines do shut down and people bounce from one mine to another, once you get a bit of experience up, if you want to commit to a mine that's got 20 years mine life, there's more than enough of them around the country for you to go and find one and lock in your long-term career doing it that way. You can't do that with shutdown work, and you can't do that with mining construction. You can only do that in the production and the maintenance and the professional jobs over here. So I hope that makes sense. And if you've got any questions that you'd like asked, our $35 worth of free information went down really well. So if you want Jess to ask a question that we'll answer for you in a future video on that topic, please send them through. And if you could share this information around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.